Hello Taurus, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of June 18 through July the 2nd, 2024. We're already getting into July territory here. It's pretty, the year's just kind of flying by. This is a reading for you if you are a Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, or have another significant Taurus placement in your chart. Now, this week, those of you who are familiar with these readings, I'm going to be doing these a little differently now. I'm going to start with our horoscope spread as per usual. So this is based on the 12 houses of astrology. And I'm starting with the Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck. And I am going to do a clarification with tarot. This time I'm going to be using the Tree of Life tarot, the Kabbalistic tarot. But I'm going to, I'm going to start with just looking at Cartouche by itself and kind of looking at the connections. And then I'm going to clarify it with tarot as we go along. Some of this is because I'm just trying to keep these readings a little shorter and a little more compact. But I'm also trying to feel what all of the connections are. So obviously take what resonates and leave the rest. As I indicated, this is Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising. So if you feel like, well, this doesn't feel like it quite applies to me, and let's just say you have a Taurus Sun, then maybe you want to look at the reading for your rising sign or for your moon sign or something, again, anything else that you might know is significant in your chart. So if you're new to this channel, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. We're gonna see how this goes this week. I just did one for Aries. It seemed that went really, really well. So let's see how we do with that here. And there are links in the description box below to my website, my social media, and all of that. If you do subscribe to this channel, and again, if you do like this video, hit the thumbs up, please. And that would really help me out. And if you subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already, that also helps this channel grow. And in addition to the tarot reading content, I'm also going to be adding, I have my morning coffee with Breege that I do every morning on transitionlife.life.coaching, which is my Instagram. And then I also will be adding some other channeled content soon as well. So anyway, if you don't want to miss any of that, so definitely hit the subscribe button. Okay, so let's get started with your reading right off. Rather than reading these house by house per se, I'm going to try to just kind of look at this as holistically. So, okay, so what I see going on for you, Taurus, in this time period, first of all, there seems to be some shifting and changing that's definitely going on. Though we also have Seth over here, so we do have a block over here in the 8th house. Now, Seth is Scorpio energy, and it is showing up in the Scorpio house. So these things are, together with the twins here. Now, this is also it's the house of transformation, but also of joint finances. So I don't know if there's some block or barrier with a joint financial arrangement for somebody. That seems like that's very possible. The other possibility here is, I think, what I'm kind of getting in my head is that you may be, whatever you're trying to change, I feel like things may not be moving forward for you because you need to be working with somebody else. Like somebody else is involved in this situation, whether it's a financial one, a business one, just having to generally do with your changes. I have a feeling you're kind of a go-it-alone kind of a person, or you're very independent. Taurus tends to be very practical, occasionally very stubborn about things. And of course, I'm not suggesting that you are stubborn, but it's just, but we can sometimes dig our heels in about things. I happen to be Taurus also. So sometimes it could be a case where we're digging our heels in and maybe saying like, no, like maybe people are maybe offering to help you, or maybe there's just certain situations and you're going, no, that's fine. I want to do it my way. I want to do it myself. And this might be a situation where blocks could be removed if you pool your resources with somebody, okay? Whether that be financial or otherwise. I feel like definitely whatever changes you have been going through, whatever kind of healing you've needed to do in terms of how you present yourself to people, we've got the winged disc here in the 1st house. So you are definitely projecting an aura of success here. And I think the kinds of difficulties you've been having recently, whatever challenges have been brought up by the eclipses and by other things, I feel like you are starting to overcome them. You're starting to have some clarity about where you're going. I feel like there's a strong, this is definitely strongly about clarity and success, but I feel like there's also a strong healing with this, because I feel like your readings recently have had, there are definitely a few challenges with regard to things, maybe some anxiety, but I feel like you are really getting a firm handle on who you are. And straight across, in the 7th house, I feel like there's some kind of relationship situation that for some of you who are, again, those of you who are single, I feel like this is a growing situation, okay? For people who are already married or maybe are thinking about a prospective partner, this could indicate either somebody who is an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, another Taurus like yourself maybe. It can also just be somebody who either has money or just somebody who's very practical and is going to provide some kind of stability for you. But I feel because I'm seeing the scarab over here in the 5th house, and this is the house of love affairs, I tend to connect this one with the 7th house for people looking for love, because I say, okay, it starts here, and then if it's going to become something more serious, it ends up here. So there may be a new relationship starting, but this may be something that's either been growing over time or something that is going to take some time. You definitely want to take a practical approach to any new relationships. I feel like that, you know, whatever's coming up, maybe that's why Seth and the twins are there also. Maybe it's just something that maybe you got somebody who has been blocking change, and at some point that block, I mean, we're seeing this new beginning here, so this block may be released. It's also possible too that if you've been pursuing one person, maybe you'll decide to look at somebody else, but I don't necessarily feel that. This is just basically a new relationship or a new start of some kind. And again, if you're not looking for a relationship, it will be more like a new creative project or something like that. You know, this could also have something to do with a child. You could have, if you have a child, they could be going through some kind of milestone right now, like, you know, changing, moving from one stage of life to another. But I do think, but when I see these two together, Scarab with Earth, in terms of just somebody looking for love, I feel like it's like there's going to be a new relationship, but you want to give it time to grow. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of focus on maybe job, career, making money, things like that. Something that's not alien to you, but there may be this idea of growing something slowly and organically so that it lasts. Okay. If you had financial worries here, we've got Lotus over here, so this is good. This suggests peaceful continuity, things being okay, and not to worry about finances. So if we're seeing an issue with joint finances here, then this would be saying that, you know, whatever it is, not to worry about it. I have a feeling you're just going to have what it takes to kind of to figure it out. I am seeing a family card here in the 4th house. Horus definitely has to do with family and family relationships. So there may be a focus on the family lately. There may be something that in particular that's going on. And I don't know if it's, I mean, it's not showing up as a negative. It's showing up as as positive family connections. We do have Hathor over here. So again, this is more either Taurus or Virgo energy, and this is in the sibling house. So I don't know if there's some, you know, some good thing coming up that's connected to one of your siblings or maybe even to your mother. But there definitely seems to be something very good coming up here. The other possibility for this 3rd house here is that there could be a female who you are communicating with or coming in contact with. If you have your own business, then I would suggest that, I mean, this could be you, because this is just somebody who's very efficient and well organized. And again, we have that wing disc energy here. In other words, like that you will, you know, you will have what it takes to organize and to make something successful. But this could also be a female that you're communicating with. The fact that I'm seeing a partner that may be helpful to you. This could be that you're going to be partnering with somebody else, with another female, perhaps, who is going to be able to help you, you know, with what you're doing. Again, there seems like there's just some kind of significant communications that are going on here about, and I feel like it's connected to some changes that are going on for you right now. We're going to clarify all this with tarot, so we'll get more information there. Okay, health issues. I feel like if you've been dealing with anything, and just with, again, the caveat I always give is that I'm not a doctor, but we have Bastet over here. So this is a card that when it has to do with health and healing, it tends to have to do with psychosomatic illness. So whatever's going on, I just hope just be careful that, okay, if you're having certain problems, if you're having aches or pains or difficulties or you know, certain things that maybe you can't quite identify, maybe you're getting more headaches, maybe you're getting more stomach aches, something like that. You know, this does seem to indicate that dealing with your stress level and doing maybe some kind of energy work would actually be the best thing for you. Because Bas has to do with illness that affects the body, but that starts with the mind. And I'm going to say it's not just what's in your head, but it's also what's in your stomach. And I know that sounds weird, but I think a lot of stress illness, as you may notice, that your stomach is one of the first things that bothers you when you're not feeling that well. But there's also this strong sense of that tends to be the area that is hit the most by psychosomatic or stress illness. That, like, at least even if it's affecting your head, the stomach seems to be the starting place for that. So that might be something to look into if you've been having issues there. This can also, some people, this could indicate a new kitty cat too, because we do have Bastet, and this is the cat card, and it is in the house of domestic animals. So for some of you, maybe there's something, if you already have a cat, maybe there's something centered around them. Of course, when you have cats, you tend to want more cats. So who the heck knows, right? Another one might be coming into your life. Okay, so now we're looking at travel here. Now maybe travel for work. You've got like 3 travel cards kind of right in a row here. And air in the 9th house definitely seems to indicate a long journey. It can also indicate communications and things related to education or maybe to spirituality, because that is definitely a connection. But when I see air there, my first thought is, okay, there's definitely a sense of travel in the offing at some point. And yeah, there seems to be a change. Now, water in the 11th house, this could be a change in like a hope or a wish, like maybe, maybe something you wanted to do for a while, maybe you decide you want to do something else. But water there can also indicate a change in a friendship too. Like I feel like a friendship may be deepening or becoming more emotional for you. Maybe this is something, maybe that's what's growing over here. Maybe you have a friend. I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm seeing like the friend who then becomes more than a friend. So that's a possibility there. So take that as it resonates. Could be new love. Number 4 seems to be important with that too. So I don't know if that's something in 4 weeks, 4 months. Again, we'll see what the tarot says if it clarifies that at all. And then, yeah, and definitely in terms of your career, I feel like there's some protection here, but I also feel like the fact that you've got Anubis there and Bast here, and these are what I call the work houses, the 8th, the 6th, and the 10th, I think had a lot to do with what actual work you're doing. I feel like you may be out negotiating more. Maybe that's why, maybe even traveling. There's more, there's something that's going on. There's negotiations that are going on. It's building your network, getting friendly with people, negotiating maybe difficult people. There's this sense of trying to sail through waters maybe that have been a little bit choppy, and doing it with grace, with finesse, with a sense of humor, with all of that. So yeah, so I do feel like you're definitely in more of a negotiation phase. That's why I said this could be with a female, or this could be you just getting yourself organized. I've seen a lot of stuff in the Virgo house for Taurus in the last few months, and so this could be a sense of like, okay, you need to get organized, and maybe now it's saying, okay, now you're finally doing that. And you've got fire in the 12th house, and I think that's about. I feel like there's emotions there, very strong emotions. They're either passions towards somebody, or they are emotions of anger of some kind. So I feel like this is something you're repressing or keeping back. There's a very strong fiery energy here that you're kind of keeping back, because this is the house of repression and self-undoing. So I think just be careful, because especially Mars has actually moved into Taurus. So be careful that your temper doesn't flare over something. Generally, you're a very patient sign, but sometimes there can be smoldering things that are going on underneath the surface, and so it's just wants you to be mindful of that, because you want to manage that Mars energy without having an outburst at somebody. Overall, there's definitely a sense of healing. Thoth is about spiritual healing, but it's also about things happening at the right time. I feel like there's a lot. Timing is going to be of the essence for you, Taurus. So let's see what we get here in these houses. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so for the first one, I'm just flipping some cards. You have the Tower with the 7 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. So yeah, so I feel like you've had a Tower moment recently. Now Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus is usually associated with the Tower, so not really surprising necessarily, but you could have had a shakeup recently that has caused you to reevaluate things. And also reevaluate what your definition is of security and what your definition is of community, okay? And I feel like you have done that successfully. You've managed to negotiate that aspect of things for yourself, and finding abundance. Like really, if you haven't had an abundance attitude, like maybe now you're really seeing where your abundance comes from. Let's see. In the 2nd house, speaking of money and abundance, we have the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the King of Cups. So I think here, I think there's some situation where maybe you felt very isolated when it comes to money. Maybe you feel like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's maybe why the source of this anxiety here, that you're going to have to go it alone. Maybe that's the problem over here. Because again, the 8th house, the fact that we're seeing, remember I said this might be about joint finances. Maybe you feel like you're in a situation where you're stuck and you're going to have to go it alone and you're going to have to figure out some other way. Maybe you were having helps before, now you feel you're not. But we do have the King of Cups, which kind of indicates, again, to go light and easy, to be more playful. It's sort of almost I feel like it is almost saying, tune into your feelings here, acknowledge your feelings, but ultimately I feel like it's saying just you can relax a little bit about it. I don't think it's going to be as severe as you think. So let's look here at this Hathor. Okay, for this we've got the Prince of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so Prince of Wands is King of Wands energy. Yeah, that's that very highly organized energy. This is ambition. This is, I want something and I'm going to get it. But we have it with the Two of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, this almost indicates like a new financial opportunity with someone. And Two of Cups here sometimes can also indicate love as well. So I don't know if this is somebody, again, maybe this is somebody who you've been friends with. Maybe you're going to collaborate on something connected to business here. But there does seem to be this new opportunity, this new thing that's coming up, just like we have the Scarab over here. And I don't know, this could mean that maybe you're communicating with somebody with who there's going to be new love. Possibly a fire sign. I'm thinking Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I just did Aries reading, and they certainly seem to have somebody, who they're friends with, or it seems like it might be going somewhere. So maybe it's Aries, but it doesn't have to be. There definitely seems to be something here. In that case, Hathor can also have a strong Empress kind of a vibe too. Like maybe you're planting the seeds of a new relationship through a communication. Let's see what we got over here. Okay, for the 4th house, we have, okay, 5 of Wands and 9 of Wands. So this is energy of, this is conflict, and this is wounding. Okay, so there seems to be some wounding here around stuff related to the family or household stuff, and maybe there's been people kind of getting into the mix of things that are, 5 of Wands is a struggle. Okay. It's it can be competing for resources with somebody, and it can also be just the idea that there is there's a bit of resistance or pushback on something, or maybe you're in conflict with somebody, maybe somebody's been critical. But again, with Horus here, I feel like whatever this is, I mean, you've got this 9 energy, it's kind of like pushing through to the finish line on something. So whatever has been a struggle, I feel like is going to be resolved. Again, Horus to me is energy of harmonious family situations. So yeah, I do feel like there's going to be some kind of reharmonizing here that will help with a situation that I think this is, and I feel like this is something that's happened over and over again, and it's annoying, exhausting, draining, things like that. You may be waiting for the other shoe to drop on certain kinds of things, but I do think that this is something that is going to be resolved, or certainly resolved very soon. If we look at the 5th house, let's see. Okay, so we have the Prince of Swords. That's interesting. So that's definitely, and we have the Hierophant too. Okay, so yeah, somebody has made a decision that they want to take something to the next level. Okay, that's what that's about. Somebody has, so again, I feel like this is about love for somebody, but it can also have to do with a project you're doing may go to the next level. You may be making some decisions about it. Maybe you're even getting mentored by somebody about it. Because again, this is your energy. This is Taurus energy. Prince of Swords is definitely air energy, but it's that decisive energy. And it's strongly about communication, so I feel like there may be a conversation coming up soon with somebody. 6th house, okay, where we have this vast energy of potentially of psychosomatic healing, but also of anything that might have to do with worries or concerns or job stuff. 5 of Cups here is about letting go of the past. So I think that this is a situation, again, the fact that I'm seeing this 9 of Wands situation in the home sector, and these are both cards of healing, it's worth noting. So I feel like there's just going to be some healing that's going on around an ancestral situation, something that you either need to let go of or you're just finally going to be able to let go of. Let's see who this Earth sign is over this Earth energy. Yeah, okay, we've got the Emperor, more Aries energy here. Okay, so for somebody, this seems like this is Aries. Does not have to be. Emperor can just be somebody who is a leader and authority, somebody who's seen, somebody who has maybe has things under control, good leadership qualities. But as you can see, Aries up here, this is definitely Aries vibe, and the fact that we have the Prince of Wands over here, and we see this person who's fire. Yeah, I feel like there's this this building of a very strong relationship with somebody who does have leadership. Maybe that, again, I've said that this could have to do with this could have to do with a business partnership, but I feel like this also might have to do with a relationship. Like there's been blocks to movement, but and I think it's just telling you it's something that, that there is a new start that's happening, but it's still going to take some time to get to where you want to be. We have the Six of Swords here with the twins, so and Seth. So yeah, this is something like, first of all, it's gradually moving away, but travel seems to be connected to this. So I think maybe one of the barriers to this relationship is travel. Maybe you're far away from this person. Let's look at the ninth house here and see what we get. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, yeah. Wheel of Fortune has to do with that which is sort of outside of our control. I mean, it can be about us revisiting stuff, but I feel like with air here, like there's going to be a trip or a journey that's going to be significant. Like somehow a trip is going to be the thing that turns the wheel. Okay, and this is not a short trip. This is a trip that doesn't have to be overseas, but it's a long. This is long travel. This is not travel. This is like where you get on an airplane kind of travel, or at least where you're driving for a very, very long time. But the Wheel of Fortune, yeah, there's something very significant that's coming in. There's something that's going to turn the wheel. I mean, I'm looking at it next to Thoth here, and I'm like, yeah, there's something having to do with timing. And I think a trip, I mean, this could have to do with education as well. This could have to do also with your spirituality and beliefs. Those are all connected to the ninth house. But something is definitely shifting and changing there. Now, when we look at your 10th house, we have the Seven of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Hermit. Okay. So I feel like, okay, so first of all, some of you, whatever this is, there is definitely the sense of working online, okay, doing something online, because we've got with the Seven of Cups with the Hermit. So to me, that is definitely energy of kind of doing something on your own, alone. But we have the Three of Wands here, so I think it's time to reach out and collaborate, to work with people. Three of Wands is about trying to manifest your goals, your desires. And oftentimes the three energy is collaborative, regardless of which card it is. I mean, except for the Three of Swords, which is more about, breaking up a collaboration. But this is about reaching out to, waiting for your ship to come in, trying to manifest what it is that you want, and taking actual steps towards that. So I think that this, seeing this negotiation here, there's somebody, you may have some kind of a business or some kind of job that you're doing, that may be something you do on your own, and again, maybe online with the Seven of Cups, but it's definitely the strong energy here of working with or connecting with others, reaching out and expanding your network here. Now, and like I said, that could mean literal travel. The other possibility of the Seven of Cups too is just about, with the Hermit, could be just taking time out to think about things. So in other words, if you're not in a business where you work alone, then this would be saying there may be some things that have seemed illusory, maybe certain things you've thought about a job or a situation, and now maybe they're not quite what they've cracked up to be. But this with the Hermit means you might be wanting to take a time out to figure out what the right path is for you, but I have a feeling this is going to involve collaboration with somebody else on something. Okay, let's look at water in the 11th. We've got... we've got the Six of Wands. This is a card of victory, okay? So this is good. Again, there's this idea of leadership, and I'm looking at the Emperor over here, and I keep feeling like for somebody, again, there's this idea of a friend who there may end up being a relationship here, because the Wands is being recognized for something, okay? So there seems like there's going to be success. There's going to be a milestone that's reached. And this milestone that, there's going to be a victory or a milestone that's reached, and it's going to start moving something, either with regard to your wishes or again, regard to this relationship. If there's been this friendship that's become emotional here, but there's definitely a sense of movement here. And if we look at the 12th house, this fire, let's see what this has to do with. I was waiting for something to flip out at me. Okay, that's too many. Let's see. Okay, Princess of Cups. Okay, yeah, this is about, Princess of Cups to me is about vulnerability. And I think, and it's about new emotions, new things. I mean, Princess of Cups to me is about that, the beginnings of love, the beginnings of opening the heart. And I think as you're opening the heart, maybe you're going to feel a lot of this Mars energy that's coming out. There could be a lot of aggression. There could be a lot of anger. There could be a lot of wounding from a past situation. But I think this is saying, you know, this is part of a process you're working through. Like, you kind of have to just go through it. I mean, obviously mindful of your actions, but allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Don't repress what you're feeling about something, and don't try to hide. Don't try to be try to mask your vulnerability. You know, vulnerability there. It's okay to you know, whether something succeeds or fails. Okay, I don't know why I had a hard time getting that out, but whether it succeeds or fails, I mean, I mean, just have faith in the whole process. And overall, wow, Aries had this too. You had the Two of Pentacles. And so, yeah, this is about harmonious change, and you have Thoth in the center of your reading. So Thoth is definitely suggesting that, yeah, you are flowing into something. I mean, you've got water up here. You're definitely flowing into a time where you can breathe easier about money, where ancestral stuff is going to start to be resolved. And it looks like there is a new, if you're not in a relationship already, there's a new relationship developing. If you are in a relationship, by the way, then there's definitely, this could be a partner who gets a leadership position and makes more money. I mean, that is a possible interpretation there as well. But take it as it resonates. But I feel like you are moving towards security. And wow, okay. I just, 4 cards flipped now. Manifesting dreams. This is the Gateway Oracle. Okay, so again, this is about you manifesting what you want. Cherishing yourself. And so that there's this winged disc over here. So maybe this may be this idea of putting a value on yourself and being successful. Letting go, okay? And that's our 5 of Cups energy over here. And then finally, igniting courage. So yeah, I think you are in a space where you are really trying to move towards something. You're trying to make changes here. And yeah, and there's been some barriers to some things right now, but I just feel like you know you have what it takes to resolve the problem, and you just really just kind of got to sit back and let things happen in their proper time. That's a hard thing to say, because a lot of times we're go-getters, we're doers, we're very practical, but this is saying, you know, allow things to come in. Just allow things to come in, and don't, you know, I know you've been shaken up recently, but you're being shaken up so that you can become the successful person that you need to be. And things that feel like they have not been moving, it is suggesting that things are going to be moving and changing. I mean, and yeah, and it could definitely seems to be some trip that's going to be significant. Or again, something connected to education or something connected to spirituality. You decide what it is, but it's strong Sagittarius. That's Jupiter, that's expansion. Something is definitely moving ahead here. And in fact, on the Wheel of Fortune, we have Jupiter on here as well. So, yeah, that's, what you call it? Yeah, so that's where we are with that. So yeah, I hope this reading was helpful, Taurus. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if this saved us a whole lot of time, but yeah, I just wanted to experiment with doing things this way. If you did like this reading, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about these videos. I hope you have a great rest of your June, and we'll see you next time.